Recording. Oh, you got it, right? All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi, everyone. On the 28th of June, 2023, we are with the great folks of CVOEO, and we are going to talk about organizing digital files today. And Lorena will translate it into Spanish. And we'll go from there.
Bienvenidos a todos.
That is a translation for the whole thing that I said.
Exactly.
Easy. Welcome, everybody.
Oh, my daughter, when she goes to college, right? So ask her, how was your day? Did you eat anything? Did you have a great time? What's going on? And she responds, not even words.
Meh.
They get there, right? Yeah. Well, I have the opposite. I have it. My daughter is like that, and my son wanna tell you every single second, so he can start talking and don't stop. So I don't know what is worse. Let me tell you.
Okay. So today's class is about organizing digital files. Digital files are not just documents. So anything that is in an electronic format is a digital file. That can include photographs, PDF files, ebooks, music, and anything. So that's the reason why we call it digital files instead of saying just organizing files, because we don't want to say just documents.
Entonces, la clase de hoy va a ser acerca de organizar las carpetas digitales, que incluyen no solamente documentos, pero también puede incluir todo lo que tenga que ver con fotos, documentos, fotos, videos, música, y todo lo que pueda estar en un formato digital.
So these classes are being offered free thanks to a grant from the city of Burlington. I have to mention this every time we offer the class, which pays for a part of our cost in creating and offering these classes. My name is Ranga Chilakamari. I live in Arizona, and I am a training developer and a program manager for Technology for Tomorrow. It's a nonprofit that teaches technology skills we are trying to make to kind of lessen the digital divide. That's what we call it now. So if you have any questions, please stop and ask. It's a small, straightforward class, and we'll go from there. What do I have on the agenda today? So if you don't interrupt me and you don't take the conversation somewhere else, this is what I want to talk about. Organizing digital files. First, we need to find a reason why we should do it. So that is the motivation. And we will figure out some of the key questions to answer. And one of those questions I want you to remember. We'll decide on how to organize, and I will share some ideas of file management. Not ideas. I'll show you what I do. Okay. And Q&A as and when necessary.
Entonces, en la agenda de hoy vamos a desarrollar por qué hay que invertir tiempo en organizar los documentos digitales. Vamos a cuáles son las preguntas más importantes, las preguntas más decisivas que tenemos que contestar, por qué hacerlo. Decidir qué estrategia utilizar para hacer esta organización, por qué es tan importante organizar los expedientes digitales, y las ideas o los tips, las ideas, los consejos de cómo hacer cómo hacer esta organización.
Okay, any of you today in the class have any questions about digital files that I need to consider while I'm talking?
I'm sure as you develop the information, we will have some.
No, this is the about organization, right? You know, how do you organize your kitchen is different from mine. So there is no one right answer. It's a strange topic, but I will share. Okay. So first of all, this will take time organizing files. So I have to find the motivation. So here I'm mentioning 3 reasons why I want to organize my digital files. Your reasons can be different. For me, these are the 3 important reasons. One, for the most important files, I want to find them quickly. And secondly, for those that are not that important, I still want to find them, but I'm okay to search for them for a little longer, but I have to find them. And the third thing is, I don't want to see files everywhere. I don't like that part. It's like clutter. What is the word for clutter in Spanish?
Desorganización.
Yes, I don't like that. So when I see that, it increases my blood pressure. Okay, so
And that's not only for digital files, for everything, more like that.
Go on. So this is, I just explained that these are the 3 things that important for me. You may have other criteria.
Entonces, lo que vamos a discutir es, primero, por qué es tan importante manejar, organizar los documentos digitales. Primero, para las cosas más importantes, para los documentos más importantes o para la información más importante, queremos tener un acceso rápido a esos documentos. Para los que no son tan importantes, de todas maneras, vamos a invertir un poco más de tiempo, pero también necesitamos encontrar herramientas para saber cómo encontrarlos dentro de nuestra computadora o de nuestro celular. Y el tercer punto es reducir la desorganización para evitar la ansiedad que produce esa desorganización, ese desorden.
So before we decide on a strategy, we have to answer some key questions, okay? And these questions are important because they're digital files. That means they're electronic files. So question number 1 is, what should my scope be? So for example, let us say you decided from today to have a new way of organizing. You already have hundreds of files that you accumulated. What will you do with those? Are you going to go back and put them all into this new system that you have or not? So you have to decide what is it that when you finish, you'll say this is enough. Go on, Lorena. These are long ones.
Entonces, yes. Entonces, lo primero es qué alcance querés tener con esta organización. O sea, esta organización te va a servir para determinar la magnitud de organización de todos los documentos que necesitas, hasta dónde es el alcance necesario para organizar esto, porque como dijimos anteriormente, hay documentos más importantes y hay documentos que quizás lo vas a necesitar en algún momento, pero no son inmediatos. Entonces, primero determinar cuál es el alcance de organización que querés tener con respecto a la amplitud en el ámbito en que vas a organizar estos documentos.
Okay. The second question is very important for organizing digital files. Do you need to access these files from a different computer or from your phone or from anywhere else? Also, do you need to provide access to these digital files to other people. So if it's a photograph, do you need to share the photograph? If it's a document, do you need to share the document? Because if you need to do either multiple devices for one person, or you have to share with multiple people, your strategy will be very different. We will use the cloud technology to do that.
Entonces, la segunda cuestión importante es cómo vas a acceder, cómo necesitas acceder a todos estos documentos. Si necesitas utilizar más de un formato, por ejemplo, en tu celular, en tu computadora, en la computadora, por ejemplo, de la biblioteca incluso. Entonces, primero determinar en qué lugar o de qué manera necesitas acceder a esa información para saber si vas a quizás necesitar, como dijo él, utilizar un cloud, poner todo en la nube para o poder vos acceder de cualquier lado o incluso compartir con otras personas documentos, fotos o lo que sea. Entonces, primero tenés que establecer el documento que querés organizar, para qué lo vas a ocupar y dónde lo vas a necesitar.
Thank you, Lorena. So, and the third thing is, if I tell you how to organize or a system, it will not work unless that is also how you organize in life. So when you wake up, what is next to your bed? Do you have your glasses? Do you have some water? Do you have whatever it is? So in your kitchen, you don't have to think, you can reach out, right? So you already have a style of organizing things. So digital files also should have that kind of ease with which you can follow. If you try to organize because someone is saying so, it will not last for too long. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay.
And that's come along with that something that I didn't mention before that it brought to my attention. Not everybody organized the same way, and not the same type of organization work for everybody. Entonces, como decía Ranga, generalmente no todas las personas organizan de la misma manera o tienen acceso de la misma manera a las cosas. Entonces, lo que quizás tenga sentido para una persona no tiene sentido para la otra persona. Pero entonces, lo que hay que pensar primero es cómo generalmente te organizas en otros aspectos, en tu cocina, cuando recién te levantás, qué es lo que tenés más cerca, o sea, qué es lo que tiene sentido, qué es lo que hace sentido para vos en cuanto a la organización de tu información.
Right. So, this is the scope. So we talked about the three questions, right? The first one is the scope. What should you do? The second one is about what if you need access from other places, like from your phone and your computer and from a public library, or you want to share this with family or friends or some colleague to work on something. So to understand this, I'm going to expand this a little more, right? The scope part. Just summarize that, just one sentence, Lorena, if you need to. So in the scope part, the way I look at it, what is it that bothers me? And I want to address that first. For you, it can be different. For me, it is finding the file, because I mentioned that to you. I want to find my important files. For some, you want all the files to be secure, so nobody can access them. So security is important. For a third person, they're worried about deleting a file, so they need to have a backup. So depending, your scope is you should generally determine by what bothers you, or a problem that you're having right now that you want to fix.
Entonces, con respecto al ámbito, al scope, es como el alcance, el ámbito, qué es lo más importante acerca de esta organización de los documentos. La pregunta es, ¿qué es lo que te molesta o qué es lo que haría más sentido resolver para vos? Encontrar los documentos, mantenerlos seguros o no perderlos, o sea, tener un backup, o sea, tener como asegurado de que esos documentos no se van a perder. Y entonces, de acuerdo a eso, es como vas a desarrollar el sistema de organización para todos esos documentos.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go a little fast for the rest of them, okay? Just so that I don't like to talk on PowerPoints. We can start. So multiple devices, we talked about needing to share or access from other devices. And for this, we need a cloud service to set up. Okay, a cloud service is a remote file storage facility that you can use. All email accounts or any account comes with some of it free. So you can access it from wherever you want and also give permission to others to access those digital files. That is the advantage. And I will show some of those things to you today.
Entonces, cuando necesitamos acceder de diferentes móviles, por ejemplo, ya sea computadora, celular, incluso la biblioteca, y necesitas acceder y guardar o compartir incluso la información con otras personas, se utiliza un servicio de la nube que la mayoría de las, por ejemplo, si tenés un email, una cuenta de email, o si tenés una cuenta de Google o incluso la cuenta de tu proveedor de celulares, te ofrecen free o gratis cierto servicio de la nube, o sea, que es como un depósito remoto donde te guardan la información.
Okay, so any questions so far, Lucy, Shifra, or Lorena?
No, thanks.
No?
Everything is clear. Thank you.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And the final thing is, if you find that following a new system is difficult, that means your brain is telling you it's not that easy. Okay. So if it goes along with your brain, it'll be much more easier. I don't know how to explain this. So if you are trying to find a new way of doing it and you find the whole thing very difficult, that means it is not following the way your mind organizes things. Okay. So there is some resistance from the brain to do it. So if you find that maybe that is not the way for you, and it is much more easier with digital files than it is with regular files. Okay. Go on, sorry.
That's okay.
So I know, you know what I'm trying to say, right, Lorena?
Yes. So la forma de organizar, and then also, I mean, you will find that you might start with one way and it doesn't make sense and you have to change it to a different way.
Right.
So la misma forma que organizas tus cosas durante tu vida, lo que va a hacer sentido para vos, y a veces vas a empezar con una forma de organización y vas a ir o encontrando formas más fáciles o vas a encontrar la forma que para vos tiene sentido y que generalmente es muy parecida a la que tenés en tu vida día a día.
Okay. All right. So what we are going to do is, so the way I do it is I'm going to break my organization into 3 parts. The 3 parts based on what I wanted to do, right? I told in the very beginning what are the main things, why I want to do this. Quickly access important files, find anything, and then every once in a while, I will what is called deep cleaning, just like we do in the house, right? Remove files I don't need, remove things that I don't need, and rearrange some things. And this is how I do it. So if you are okay with this, I will go and show you what I do. I don't know if it's the best way, but it works for me.
Entonces, la estrategia a seguir sería dividirlo en 3 niveles, lo que es más importante y lo que necesitas acceder rápidamente, los documentos más importantes. El segundo nivel es otras cosas que son importantes, pero que no la requerís en el día a día o tan seguido también, eso es muy importante decir, pero que lo podés encontrar. Y el tercer nivel es periódicamente hacer una limpieza de documentos que ya sabes que no vas a volver a ocupar. Entonces también eso también, el tener esos documentos quizás en tu computadora o en tu celular, lo que te está haciendo es que te está creando un caos o una desorganización y realmente hay documentos que no vas a volver a ocupar y que los puedes eliminar. Entonces eso también tiene que ver con la organización.
Okay. All right. So for typically, right, the way they ask you to organize files is extend what you used to do for paper files, right? So you have a folder and you have a title and you put them all in a correct organized way, right? So in the beginning, they extended that to also the computer files. But there is no need for you to have that much organization. Why? Do any of you know why we don't need that much organization? You can ask in Spanish and we'll go from there.
I kind of understand your question. I mean, what is the question itself, though?
So the question is, you don't have to. So, for example, if you have a lot of files and you have a piece of a document, you have files and folders for everything, right? Yeah. You take this document and put it into that folder.
Mm-hmm.
If you're thinking about it, not working, your mind is not working, and you take this paper and put it in a different folder.
Yeah.
You misplace the document.
Uh-huh.
Then the only way you can find the document is to go through every folder.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yes.
But because there is no search in the physical world.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Right. But electronic files, they can be
search
hiding in any folder. You can search for them.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now you know what I'm trying to say.
Entonces, que en la vida real, o sea, en la vida real, vos cuando agarras un papel, agarras todas tus carpetas, digamos, y pones en la carpeta que va. Si por alguna razón no estás pensando y pones en otra carpeta, te toca ir carpeta por carpeta a ver dónde pusiste ese papel. ¿No nos ha pasado 1000 veces? That's super. That happened all the time, that you put something like, where did I put it? Or right. When you say, I'm going to put it in here to remember, and then you don't remember what was here, was it?
So I'm going to show you what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll tell you why that makes a lot of sense. So let us say I'm creating a meeting notes for this Zoom meeting. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I have to save it, right? So let's say these are not the meeting notes. So I'm going to save it. So if I do a save as, it asks me for a document name, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There is no limit on the size of the document. So the way I name my documents is I start with okay. I type in anything I want to explain that. Okay. Suppose I have to send this file to all of you. I will make a copy and rename it with a short, nice, sweet name, meeting summary.
Right.
But this is how this document will stay in my,
Save documents.
right. So,
But let me ask you this. When you enter all that long sentence there,
right.
when you go, let's say that you save it and then you forget and tomorrow you need it,
Yep.
if you enter any of those words, it will come out?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. So
that's why you're doing it?
yeah. So for example, let's say I don't even care where I'm storing it, to be honest. That is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you where it is. I only have one folder in which everything is there. So I saved it. I don't even know where it is, right? So when I want to look for it, I'll go back to this, what is it called?
Icon.
This Explorer. I have a PC. So one of the, or a Finder or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right here, I will just start, I will go to the home, which is the topmost. And then in the search bar, I'll start typing. I'll say, okay, who was there in that meeting? Oh, Lucy was there. And Lorena was there. And it was sometime in June. And well, obviously nothing is coming.
Mm. I don't think you put June. I think that you just
No,
You put it 28 something, something.
no.
and you misspell my name when you save it. Just put Lucy and it will show.
Yes.
No, but why
Nola
should it
Lucy
be,
was
right?
there.
See, you do. Oh, I misspelled your name.
Yeah, you misspelled. So.
Okay, so the idea is if I at least know 2 or 3 words about that meeting,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is I'm looking for, I can find it.
Good.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I can go and look for some meeting in which Sophia was there. There you go. I have like Abby, Sophia, and Robert, and we did some class. So it's like a straightforward thing. I can, everything you see are not small ones anymore. I have complete descriptions
Mm-hmm.
of what it is, right? So for some people, they like to put it into what are called folders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you create a folder for each business and or each month, and you put it in that month and file everything away.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm able to get everything back properly by naming it in a string, I see no reason why I need to be careful about creating folders and putting it there. So the whole idea is to get the file, right?
Right. So lo que Arranga entonces estaba explicando es que si vos no es necesario crear folder, este es uno de los sistemas que él tiene, que no es necesario crear carpetas para cada, digamos, para cada negocio, para cada, ¿cómo sería? Título, por ejemplo, si tenés varias cosas, escuela, chicos, casa, no es necesario crear un documento para cada uno, sino que si salvás con la mayor información, o sea, como que el nombre que le pones a ese documento es ilimitado, entonces podés usar mucha información, podés decir, bueno, la reunión que se hizo tal día con Lucy, Chifera, Lorena, entonces después cuando vas a el buscador y pones home, ahí directamente pones, aunque
Yeah,
sea
hold on. I'm going to show that part, okay?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, once you save, why are you able to do this? Because there is no restriction on the size of the file name.
I say that, yes.
Okay.
So, como no hay restricciones en cuántas letras tenés que poner para el nombre del documento que vas a guardar, una vez que lo guardas, cuando vas a la página, digamos, a la homepage de tu computadora, podés directamente ir a la parte de arriba donde dice buscador y ingresas cualquiera de las palabras que estaban en ese documento y te tira todos los documentos que tienen esa palabra.
So that's it. So you don't even have to enter everything. The moment you start to type, the results show up.
It will show everything.
So I can just start to say L, and it has so many files, and I do a U, and I can see, I can kind of, by adding one, I can keep going to the fewer and fewer of the things. Okay. So I can take this file and put it and hide it wherever, but you can still find it because the search is pretty effective. Okay.
So that's your computer clear of any document?
Yeah, I'll show you how it is. Okay. Let me show you this. So I have one extra screen. As you can see in this screen, there is nothing going on, right? So let me share this side. I mean, it's not like perfectly clean, but this is where you're seeing me. So I'm going to minimize this window. So this is what I have. What you see, these little files that are there, these are what I'm working on this week. So, and these are the only folders I have. So for example, if you look at this folder, this is after 21st June 22, before 8th December 22. So typically, I take about 6 months of files into one folder just to make it little easy, right, for myself. And then every week at the end of that, I will just take them and drag them into that folder. Done.
Okay.
So if you look at this, you will find all the files. Sorry, if it comes in on this side. Every file is right there in that before December 82.
In that
folder.
time range.
So I'm not separating them by the company name, by which month it is, whether it's a report or a PowerPoint presentation or a Word document, because my search will let me do that. So,
and is that easier also when you need to clean? I know that that's going to be the third topic, but when you need to clean, it's easier to have everything on one, so you just go one and just go delete the ones that you don't need.
Yeah, not for that. See, I don't typically delete anything because deleting is only for space, right? Because your space is going away. This is what I do. So for example, we are looking at this folder, right? Let me go back and click on this after 21st before. So this is the folder we are looking at. Okay.
You need to share it.
Sorry. See, smart fellow. So this is a folder that I'm looking at, right? So in this folder, I can, suppose I'm looking for a document, I can click on this little type and it'll organize by, so I only need to search for 1, 2 to get the documents in that range. There are only 2 documents by PowerPoints, by Chrome, so I don't even need to separate them. Second, the only reason why we want to delete documents is for space. That somehow your computer is running out of space. So here there's a size sorting, like a filter. I can click on this size, and this is 33 MB. So I decide whether this file I need or not. And then if I delete this, I'm freeing up 33 MB of space. And I'm done. Right? If I can delete at least 2, 3, so all these other things are hardly taking any space. That's it. So, and secondly, I don't even have to go through all the folders, because in 1 year, I only have 2 folders, because I do from January to June and June to December.
But also is a good key and a good suggestion for to make more order in all files. For example, I never think in that, and I have a lot of files for, I don't know, 5 years ago, and just different files or different folders with many information for a long time. When I need to find something quickly, I have to go for many folders and files and never find quickly.
true.
That is true. You know why the reason that happens? So the information that you put in the directory, like the folder name and subfolder name, I'm actually adding it to the file name, right? So suppose you're making a report. You will go to CVOEO and then say 2023 and then say June. All these are folders. And in the June, there you will call it final report. But if you want to do a search and you say final report, you will find 100 files, all called final report, right?
Yeah.
Because that is how we are used to organizing in, but digitally, I think it makes a lot of sense to think differently.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if you can interpret, Lorena, I have some comment interesting, Ranga. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm telling you, right? If you look at it, you will start to think differently. Okay, so do you need to explain this, Lorena, or?
Do you want me to explain to you, Lucy? That was the comment, so I usually just do the translation of.
Okay, got it. So
Oh, sorry, Lorena.
No,
I
that's
think-
fine. I mean, I when we
no,
get
not
into the
what
conversation-
he said. What I was saying about
about the
oh,
time.
we finished that part already, right? So what I wanted to say is, okay, now I want you to think about right now, as you can see, I am creating these big file names, correct? That you saw. Like I'm creating file names which have big names. So it is working for me. But what about the hundreds of files that are existing from the past?
With the same name, you mean?
No, because I did not name all the files like this. So the other class could just be called a report, other file, right? But I'm not going to spend my time and go and rename the hundreds of files that are existing. So what I do is, suppose I have to locate a file. I will struggle, just like we struggle now to locate the file. And once I locate the file, I rename it with my new system.
Entonces, cuando empezás a organizar, o sea, cuando empezás a organizar que te va a llevar tiempo, una de las cosas que dijimos es que lleva tiempo organizar todo eso. Una vez que encontraste el sistema que a vos te va a servir, por ejemplo, lo que dice el del tiempo, o el de poner un nombre así con mucha información, cosa de acordarse los tópicos. Entonces, una vez que te tomas el tiempo para hacer esa organización, esos files anteriores, usás el nuevo sistema que decidiste para la organización.
Does that make sense? So I will not go back and fix, because that will make me not want to organize anything.
But also what we were saying is also when you decide to organize, you actually will take time, because some of the files that you probably already saved, it makes more sense. Once you find the organization that works for you, it makes sense to invest time to or either rename it or
at least so this is my argument. Okay, you have 100 files. I can guarantee you 50 of those files you will never touch rest of your life. They're there. Okay, so do you really need to take the effort to go and rename them just for them to fall in line?